All of you. Let's start today's session in that we'll discuss about the while loop. And after completion of this topic, while loop, we'll discuss differentiation between while loop, for loop, and do while loop. Okay, let's start the session. Explain what is while loop with the syntax of do while loop. I'll execute the program. Similarly, in last sections we did 6 programs. So today itself we will do 6 programs. So before that, just we'll understand what is a do while. If you perform want to perform a repeated task. For example, if you need to perform certain block of statement executed repeatedly, then we will use the loop. We also discuss about the while loop and do while loop. In that do while, the syntax is quite different. In that, first of all, we'll do the task. Is the syntax. First of all, we'll do the task, and later on, at the end, we will check the condition of given task. Check the condition of task. If it is a validated, then it will be incremented or decremented. INC and EC increment. Okay, that will be carried out inside the curly brace open and curly brace close. So this one is a task. Okay, so by using that we can implement the do while loop. Make a note of that while using this concept do while loop. First of all, it will execute the code, and later on at the ending it will check whether it is a valid or whether it is a invalid. So unlike while and for, so first of all, whenever we use the while loop and whenever we use the for loop, in that case, first of all, it will check the condition. If it is validated, then code will be executed, otherwise code will not execute. For example, here's a code. See, just these are the programs we need to perform using do while loop. I will execute all the programs, but let's discuss about this program. Write a Java program to print 1 to 10 numbers. Okay. So in that case, if I trying to use this program by using a for loop or by using a while loop, in that case, first of all, it will check the condition, whether that condition is validated. If it is validated, then it will be execute the code. Okay. But do while is a different. First of all, it will execute the first task, whether it is valid or whether it is invalid. Okay, whether the condition is valid or whether the condition is valid. First of all, it will execute the task, and later on it will check the condition. But for loop and while loop, first of all they check the condition. That's why the code will not execute it. I will explain each and every point. Okay, so make a note of that. So for example, let's say I want to do this program, write a Java program to print 1 to 10 numbers by using the do while loop. So if you want to do program, so like that, I will use do. Okay, so inside that will the current value of this. I will use system dot println print whatever it may be, and here just I will print I. Here I will initialize outside the variable at the curly brace. Value. The bottom it will check the condition y is. See, this is the way by using that we can implement the while do while loop. Make a note of that. This I will explain later on the differentiation between the while loop and do while loop and for loop. But make a note of that right now. Whenever we use the do while loop, first of all we will initialize the variable. Once we initialize the variable, later on we will use do keyword. Inside that we will write the whatever statement we need to execute it. And after that I am trying to use whether it is incremented or whether it is a decrement. And at the bottom of that loop, and at the bottom of the do, we will check the condition while I should be less than equals to 10. So when you're trying to use this code, the code will be printed. Okay, so just we'll discuss about that point. Whenever I do this same program by using a for loop, just I will explain it. See, here I'm trying to use code names, write a Java program, do one by one. Do now here we'll write the public. So we will understand this. See, we will use the for loop at every time. See, if someone asks which loop is best, we cannot say that, but frankly, we can say that for loop is the best because all the condition will be included with enter bracket open and close. But the loop has different tasks. Okay, for example, while loop has a different task, do while loop has a different task, and for loop has a different task. But we need to understand what is the purpose of that loops. Okay, when we use do while, when we use for, when we use while, what is the difference between while and for? What is the difference between while and do while? Is there any difference between all the loops? Like that, we need to understand. So, public static void meant just I will explain what we use. First of all, we will understand what why we use the do while loop or how we will use the do while loop. First of all, we will understand string of ages of an array and in curly braces will use do while. Inside that, I'm declaring one variable int I is equals to 1 because I want to print 1 to 10 number. So my starting number will be the 1 and ending number will be the 10. Okay. So I initialize that variable. After that, I will use do the curly brace. Inside that do, I will use system dot. Yes, I will print the value system dot out dot print. I can use a print or either I can use print. If you want to vertical order, then I use print ln. If you want to print horizontal, then just use a print. Just I'm trying to use slash t. That's it. Once the value we need to print 1 to I should be less than equals to 10. Why we and at the end we will provide the semicolon. Why we use while is I less than why I is less than equals to 10 because we need to print 1 to 10 number and the value will be incremented order. If it is incremented, then definitely we will use less than equal to symbol. If it is the decremental, then in that case we will use greater than symbol. And what is the 10? 10 will be the last element of the last atom of the कोड ओके जो भी प्रिंट करना है उसका लास्ट एलिमेंट है ओके आउटपुट कह सकते हैं उसको दैट्स व्हाई स्टार्टिंग एलिमेंट में इनिशियलाइजेशन में आता है एंडिंग एलिमेंट कंडीशन में आता है इतना याद रखना है जो मैंने अभी तक ये सेम प्रोग्राम हम थर्ड टाइम कर रहे हैं बट बाय यूजिंग अ डिफरेंट सिंटैक्स ओके so we did this program by using while loop we did this program by using for loop now we are doing this program by using a do while loop okay now this is my code now let's check out क्या होता है first of all it will check the initialization what will be the current value of I 1 then it will enter into the do loop system dot out dot println it will print the current value of I is 1 will print current value of I is 1 now it will be incremented 2 हो गया है 2 चेक करेगा यहाँ while में 2 is less than equal to 10 true then again ये वापस अंदर आएगा and that will be printed again it will be increment 2 के बाद में 3 हो जाएगा 3 होने के बाद में फिर से ये चेक करेगा 3 is less than equals to 10 अगेन ये अंदर आएगा और प्रिंट हो जाएगा 3 later on it will be incremented by 4 so ये कब तक चलेगा जब तक ये कंडीशन वैलिड है if the condition is valid till the code will be executed if this condition is a false for example right now current value is 10 so 10 print हो गया I plus plus अब हुआ है 11 it will check 11 is less than equals to 10 false होते ही ये बाहर चले जाएगा make a note of that loops के बारे में important thing क्या होता है when the loop will be executed the loop will be executed till the valid condition only if the condition is valid then loop will be executed if the condition is invalid then loop will not execute let's execute the code so we'll get the better idea Java. Let's check out. We successfully compiled that program and we execute. See, we get the output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means we successfully executed. But इसमें याद एक रखना है आपको कि the condition is valid. That's why we can able to print that. Now we're trying to use, see, here I'm using a 50 number initialization. If you want to print the program 1 to 10 number, okay, then initialization will be the starting number. That would be a different concept. Now just my condition wrong करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. What happened? Let's check out. So here I'm trying to use public static void main. My initialization will be 50. Okay. So while using the do while loop, ये क्या करेगा? Initialization 50 होगा और that will be printed. Later on, the 50 will be incremented by 1, वो हो जाएगा 51 and in condition it will be checked. 51 is less than or equal to 10. The condition is false. The program will be terminated. Okay, but make a note of that. 50 will be printed. Because do while में क्या होता है कि पहले print करो, later on condition check करो. There is only one loop. यही इसकी वजह से ही do while loop use किया जाता है. It will test. It will not test first time. It will print and later on it will print. It will execute itself and later on it will check the condition. If it is validated, then it will be okay. Not, then it will be terminated. Just I will show you what will be the output. If I try to execute this program, we get only output as a 50. Let's do that. Let's check. We get only 50. ये क्यों हो रहा है ये समझ ले लो. So make a note of that. If your condition is wrong, till at least one output executed. तो ये इंटर में क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है. If my condition is not validated or wrong, and if I trying to execute the loop, then at least one output is required. Which loop I will prefer? Whether it's while, whether it's a do while, whether it's a for. The answer is do while. Okay, so whatever you, if you had a wrong input or if you had a wrong condition also, then at least one time do while will be executed. At least one time do while will be executed. Make a note that. Write a note, and that note will be the most important while using a do while loop. और इसमें इंटरव्यू में क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है. That's why I'm saying it's most important while executing do while loop. At least one output user when user trying to execute do while loop, at least one output will be printed. Make a note of that. This most important question. When we talk about the for loop and when we talk about the while loop, in that case, if your condition is invalid, then we cannot able to execute output. Okay, at least one भी नहीं होगा. Let's take the example by using the while and for loop. Okay, ये same example हम while and for loop से perform करते हैं, but we need to use what? We need to use a different condition now. Let us Java program to print 1 to 10 numbers. So let's say class test 5 or test 6. So is my code. Inside that we are using a string of edges. Using a while loop right now. So what should I do? Int I is equals to 1 because I want to print 1 to 10 numbers. After that, here I'm using condition. First of all, while I should be less than equals to 10, so I will print system dot out dot println. Now check out what will be the initial value of I. I is 1. 1 is less than equals to true. Then we can enter inside the loop. Then we can enter the inside the loop. For example, if I trying to execute here, if I initialize a different value here, okay, for example 50, 60, then I trying to check the condition is false. If condition is false, the rest of code will not execute it. Rest of code will not execute it. Make a note of that. तो इसमें at least one output आएगा ही नहीं if your condition is invalidated. So let's check. Java. We get the output as 1 to 10 numbers. Now here I'm trying to change the value. Here I'm using 11. Okay, so 11 is less than equals to 10, false condition. So now see, did I get any output? No. So this is a while loop. So ये डिफरेंस भी पता होना चाहिए कि सी विच लूप वी नीड टू यूज. अभी डू वाइल के जो बाकी के प्रोग्राम है वी कैन डू दैट बाय यूजिंग डू वाइल. ओके, उसका इशू नहीं है. बट याद रखना है कि इनिशियलाइजेशन आउटसाइड डू होता है, कोड इनसाइड डू होता है एंड कंडीशन एट द बॉटम ऑफ डू होता है. इतना ही डिफरेंस है. See, now I trying to use for loop. Here I'm trying to use for loop. Okay, for in round bracket equals to 1, it should be n equals to 10 plus plus. So this is my business logic. That's it. इसके अंदर एक out as it works. It works. 1 to 10 number print हो चुका है. Now I will change my condition. Here I'm trying to use a 20. I'm trying to use. First of all, it will initialize the variable. Later on, it will check the condition. If the condition is validated, then we can enter inside the file it. We re-execute it. See, did we get any output? No. That means while loop and for loop. Make a note of that. Whenever you use a while loop and for loop, in that case, whenever you use a while loop and for loop, in that case, first of all, it will check the condition. If the condition is validated, then the code will be executed. If the condition is not validated, then code will not execute. Make a note of that. Now let's perform by using a do while loop. See, here I'm trying to use 11. I'm trying to use 11. Okay, my condition is not valid, but still it will print 11. Later on it will be increment by 1, but that means it will use 12. 12 is a less than equals to 10, false. That means still it will print. Still it will print at least one output. Let's check out. At least one output will be printed. और ये इंटरव्यू में डेफिनेट में क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है कि actually they will ask the question regarding if you want to test the loop, and in that case if you require one output, then which loop you will prefer, like that they will ask the question. Okay, so याद रखना है. Let's do another program by using a do while loop. ये important है. First of all we'll see, now what will be the right Java program to print 10 to number? What will be the logic? Starting initialization, int I is equals to starting number is 10, using I is equals to 10. Now I will use a do in curly brace open close. Inside that I will write my business system dot out dot println. Here I will pass the value as I. later on value will be incremented, and at the bottom important याद रखना है bottom में condition देते हैं while in round bracket अभी decremented order है तो less than नहीं आएगा greater than equal to what will be the last element is 1 condition के अंदर 1 make a note of that at the end of round bracket close we need to use semicolon it's mandatory to use. So this one is a business logic to print 10 to 1 number. Let's do with another example. Okay, ये आप perform भी कर सकते हो. There is no need. Okay, आप perform भी कर सकते हो. If you require, then we will do one more program also. हम एक program और भी करेंगे. Now next question. Write a Java program to print 1 to A to Z number. So in that case also will initialize. So in that case we need to print A to Z, capital A to Z. So we need to use a data type as a character. So here I will use char, name of variable is ABC equals to inside that initialize the value that capital A. Make a note of that. Whenever we deal with the alphabets, in that case, we need to use single quote open and single. See, character data type is there. So we will use only one alphabet at a time. But when we deal with a string, when we deal with the alphabet, so inside that we need to use single quote either. We need to use double quote either. Okay, if the data type is a character. Now here we'll use do as it is. Now we'll print that variable ABC plus plus. That's it. Now just in the end of that, we need to provide a condition as a while in round bracket. What will be the condition? ABC less than and equal to in single quote Z. Because we need to print up to यहाँ तक print करना है Z तक print करना है. This is the business logic to print A to Z. Now if you want to print Z to A, now if you want to print Z to A, अभी ये क्वेश्चन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है लास्ट के दो. We'll discuss about that because इसके अंदर ना first of all it will be print later on it will check ऐसा concept है. First of all it will print and later on it will check. So we need to understand the basic concept. इसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा दिमाग हमें लगाना पड़ेगा because we need to get an appropriate output. Wrong output नहीं आना चाहिए. Let's do another example. Right? जो see अब ये जो मैं लिख रहा हूँ ना we need to paste inside the code. That's it. ये जो इन अंदर का यहाँ का दिख रहा है ना just we need to paste that code inside it. The whole output will be printed. ऐसा नहीं है कि हर बार मुझे कोड करने की जरूरत. We need to find the solution. हमें solution find out करना है. That's it. हमें दूसरा कुछ करना नहीं है. Okay, so I will share the both the videos. Yesterday's video भी share करता हूँ, ये भी करता हूँ. Okay, don't worry about the video. Actually, I forgotten the last time video. अपलोड किया है. अगर आपने सब्सक्राइब किया होगा पेज को तो आपको दिखेगा. So actually forgot भूल गया मैं. Today itself I will share the document of for loop also and I will share the document of do while also. Okay, so we can able to write a now write a Java program to print Z to A. क्या करना है आपको Z to A करना है. Let's write a Java program to print. So in that again it is a character. So what should I do? I will make copy of this, copy and I will paste it here. Now what thing we need to अभी कोड के अंदर दिखाई देने से आपको ना don't hesitate. We need to copy and paste और उसके according we need to work. That means अभी मुझे print करना है Z to A. So I will make a copy of this code and paste it over here. Now we need to make some changes. So what will be the initialization? Initialization is Z. So we will replace this A with Z. Now system out ये तो okay. अब ये Z to A है. That means descending order है. So which operator, which increment we need to use, whether it is increment or whether it is decrement, we need to use decrement. I will use A minus minus. Now what will be the condition while ABC is less than equals to Z? Earlier we are using, now lot will be the last element A. So we need to replace this Z with A. Okay, now we need to use whether it is incremental ascending order or descending order. Descending order greater than equals to, ascending होगा तो less than equals to, that is it. So this is a business logic to print that. If you want to check or validate, just I will show you here. System dot why execute. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. We can try to execute. If you want to use small a, so small case चाहिए मुझे. I want to use a small z. Trying to use a small a. That's it. It was a capital. Now it was a small case. ऐसा नहीं है. You can execute any program. Okay. So इसलिए मैंने बताया कि आप यहीं से कॉपी पेस्ट करके एग्जीक्यूट भी कर सकते हो. जस्ट आई विल शेयर दिस डॉक्यूमेंट बट मेक a note of that this is a system dot println. Now I write a Java program to print 1 to 50 numbers, even numbers. अब इसमें ना थोड़ी सी ट्वीट है. इसमें आपको थोड़ा समझना अच्छे से समझना पड़ेगा. Why? Because see, we will print 1 to 50 number by using, see, I will show you. We will print the numbers int is equals to 1. This one is my initialization. Later on we will use a 2. I'm trying to use what? I'm trying to use system dot out dot print. I can just I'm using a double quote slash t. Trying to use plus abc. That's a plus plus I plus plus. This is the business and what will be the my condition while. So this is the business logic to print 1 to 50 number. But what is your task? We need to find the even number in between 1 to 50 numbers. यहाँ से आपको 1 to 50 numbers फाइंड आउट करना है. तो आपको ये कहाँ करना पड़ेगा? So यहाँ आपको लिखना पड़ेगा if I mod by 2 equals to 0 होता है तो वही ये ब्लॉक एग्जीक्यूट करो. अब ये जैसा आएगा i is equals to 1 it will check if false हो जाएगा then I increment हो जाएगा. ये इसके अंदर तो नहीं जाएगा, if के अंदर नहीं जाएगा तो it automatically it will be incremented. Once it will incremented it will check whether the condition is valid or not. Later on again it will check do if work होता है क्या होता तो आगे चलो नहीं तो नहीं. So if you want to test this condition then you can. बट याद रखना है आपको कि ये ऐसे ही सॉल्व करना पड़ता है. अदरवाइज अगर हम ये बिजनेस लॉजिक और इंक्रीमेंट के अंदर लिखेंगे तो ये रिपीट 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 वही हो जाएगा. So where is my code? So I will test it over here. ये टूल बॉक्स ये 2 के इवन के नंबर पे ही चल रहा है. तो ये चेंजेस आपको करने आने चाहिए. नाउ द लास्ट वन I will make a copy of that. This one is a program to print 50 to 1. One number in between 50. So what will be my initialization? Initialization will be last element. Odd number चाहिए, then that's why here I will use equals to 1. आप दूसरी लॉजिक्स भी यूज कर सकते हैं. Yeah, just as it is. Descending order है इसलिए हम greater देन इक्वल्स टू 1 कर देंगे लास्ट एलिमेंट. So this is the code which will print 50 to 1. Let's check that. यही हम check करेंगे. So light changes in need to print 50. We required to find odd number. Use condition as if that equals to 1. Here also we need to use decrement. में चले जाएगा फिर program will not terminate. Done. We get the all odd numbers from the range of 50 to 1. Descending order. ऐसे प्रोग्राम बहुत से कर सकते हैं. We can do lots of program. अब इम्पोर्टेंट है कि नेस्टेड के बारे में बात करें. Discuss about the way. अब अंडरस्टैंड होगा कि what is the while loop, what is a for loop, और what is a do while loop. Okay, when we use that. So ऐसी certain condition आती है. In that, first of all, you need to accept the input, we need to print the input, and later on we need to validate whether it is a valid or invalid. तो हम do while loop prefer करेंगे. Otherwise we can use while or for loop. For loop or while loop near about same है. मतलब first it will check the condition. If the condition, just I will write down the definition so you will get the proper. I will write down this definition inside this code. We'll share. Okay, definition. Conditions. So I will write loops concepts. Condition. Check the condition. If condition is code, say that inside the block. Not if condition is not valid. Valid नहीं है तो if the condition is not valid, then we then program now let's discuss about the for का भी ऐसा ही है कुछ भी difference नहीं है. So that's why I said the near about they are same. Near about they are same and these notes are required in report. Okay, ये report में चाहिए. आपने रिपोर्ट लिखना चालू किया है कि नहीं? बिकॉज सी और हमें 20 to 25 days लगेंगे टू कंप्लीट द सिलेबस बिकॉज ये बहुत ही अच्छा कॉन्सेप्ट है. बेसिक बैकग्राउंड पूरा कंप्लीट हो गया. फ्रॉम डे आफ्टर टुमारो विल स्टार्ट द क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर लाइक दैट स्टफ. कल से हम कंस्ट्रक्टर और वैसे उसके बारे में एक्चुअल इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में हम स्टार्ट करने वाले. वंस वी कंप्लीटेड अ कंस्ट्रक्टर बोथ द कंस्ट्रक्टर ओके नॉर्मल कंस्ट्रक्टर एंड पैरामीटराइज्ड कंस्ट्रक्टर. Then after that we will do the concept of function overloading like that. And later we will start the concept of inheritance. जैसे जैसे हम abstract class वगैरह कल से हम पूरा अच्छे से बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट एडिशनल ऐड कर देंगे. टिल नाउ जो इंटरव्यू में पूछा जाता है इससे भी पूरा कवर कर लिया. Now when we talk about the do while, here I will write do. execute if condition is valid. If the condition valid, then it will print at least ये बहुत ही important word है at least one output. ये important statements okay ये statement बहुत ही important है. बना के मैं भेज दूंगा. So this is about the loops and we completed this chapter. Okay, so any query, let me know. If you don't have any query, then also let me know. We'll discuss about it. Till I will close my